Take it away.
Hello, I am back. This is Basutai doing the donos and commentary, and I'm here with Flodge and Lounge, who's going to be running GTA Vice City. And just wanted to say thank you everybody so much for the support already. You guys are incredible. We're almost halfway already to our goal, and that just blows us all away. So thank you so much. Exclamation point donate in the chat if you do feel so inclined to donate. We're at 440 pounds out of 1,000 pounds. And we do have gift card raffles for donations. So for a £5 donation, you are entered to win a £10 gift card. A £10 donation will net you a £20 gift card raffle entry. And for £20, a £30 gift card. And those gift cards are for Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, or Steam, your choice. And also we all the proceeds of bits, subs, gifted subs, and prime subs will go to the cause as well. So if you have your free prime, why not go ahead and use it here? And with all that said, take it away, Flush.
Yeah, hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome in. Thank you guys so much for having me on to Summer of Speedrun Love 2022. We're here with Vice City today. I'm going to be doing the no SSU category, which this game does have a very short category called SSU, and it's essentially one massive glitch to just skip from pretty much the beginning of the game right to the end of the game. It's about like a 10-minute run, and I just feel like we need a little bit more Vice City than just 10 minutes. So we're going to be doing the no SSU category today, and that'll essentially see most of the storyline. We'll see a bit of the game here. I'll try to explain things as we're going, but it is going to be a very technical run here, and it's going to be a little confusing here and there, so I'll try to just kind of keep it on track the best I can. But yeah, without further ado, we will get this thing going here. So here we are in the streets of Vice City. We're going to be playing as Tommy Vercetti. He has been locked up for about 15 years now. He's fresh out, and his first task is to come down here to Vice City and make this deal for a guy named Sonny. But unfortunately, in the cutscene that we skipped, the deal actually gets ambushed, and Tommy gets away with barely his life. As we see the car kind of pull up at the beginning there, that is from leaving where we got ambushed and just barely making it out. So now Tommy's looking for answers. You know, we lost the money, we lost the drugs, everything. So now Tommy's going to drive to the Ocean View Hotel over here. Just kind of set us up a little bit of a safe house here in Vice City. So we'll skip a phone call here between Sonny and Tommy, which is the man who was looking to make something out of that deal. So he's going to be unhappy with the fact that we got ambushed, even though Tommy was not responsible for it. So what we'll have to do here is kind of figure out what happened and how we can get our goods back. So first thing we'll do here is come on this rampage, and we're going to make a little bit of a replay here. And these replays are going to be huge for breaking this game during this run. So we're going to take a death here. We will save warp over to the hospital. And we're going to attempt to take this ambulance. Hopefully it is not locked. There's about a 10% chance for that to be locked, but we got lucky. It's a good day. So we'll drive over here to the lawyer. And this is going to kind of be our contact here in Vice City. You know, Tommy's pretty fresh at this place, and the lawyer just kind of helps us out and sends us on the right path. So as we did right there, we started the ambulance mission on top of that rampage mission, and we're able to do that from that replay. So by making that over top of the rampage, we can essentially play the replay and remotely pick that up no matter where Tommy is. So that might not seem like much right now, but it's going to allow for some crazy glitches to take place. So first mission here is pretty standard. We're just going to kind of keep stealing bikes. Each one is a little bit faster than the last one, and we will try to make it to the party right here. Now this party is going to be where a lot of the big wigs of Vice City are gathering, kind of talking about what's new, what's fresh, and we're going to meet this guy named Cortez. Cortez is the one who actually set up the deal that was ambushed. So we're just going to show some face, make some friends here, and this lady here is going to be Cortez's daughter. So once again, just kind of doing some favors here. Maybe. Building up some trust with the big heads of Vice City. biggest thing here is going to be early in the game, we have a lot of traffic.
See you around.
And traffic can be absolutely deadly. Tommy is not very versed in holding onto the bike, so we're going to do our best to kind of look away from traffic. And as long as we are going a certain... Oh! As long as we're going a certain speed, we can basically avoid cars from spawning. But unfortunately, the poles are still there. And we can still bonk on the poles, which may or may not happen again. But for now, we're just looking to get to the lawyer before this timer runs out here. And looks like we're just going to barely make it in. And there goes our timer, which is actually the rampage timer running out. And that's important because we'll be able to start another rampage while being in this mission. And that is something that's never supposed to be possible in these games. If you're on a rampage, you can't take a mission, and vice versa. If you're on a mission, you can't take a rampage. But by doing this, we'll allow ourselves to kind of stack 2 missions on top of each other. And that's going to let us skip a pretty lengthy one coming up here. So we're going to drive over, pick up a nice shotgun that's been left for us. Once again, the trees, it's pretty hard to make them disappear. So we might come a little close to 1 or 2 of those throughout the run, but luckily we will eventually be able to get rid of all traffic and be able to kind of just stick on the road. Make it super easy. So we're going to come in the alley here, talk to this guy, Leo, or, well, kind of steal his phone. And this Leo guy is, we believe he has something to do with the ambush that happened to us, so we're going to take him out, get his phone, attempt to kind of get some contacts through that. And first thing we're going to do is meet our fellow Lance here. He just happens to show up at the right place at the right time. And we'll drive him around town here. He's going to show us to the ammunition, which is essentially like a tutorial for, you know, showing you how to pick up a gun. And so it'll be a pretty standard mission here. But one thing to note again, the timer on the right-hand side here is the rampage timer. So we're going to use this and essentially try to start the following mission twice. And this next mission is going to be about kind of damaging cars. So if we start this mission twice, it'll actually spawn 2 of the cars directly on top of each other. And that'll cause them both to take the right amount of damage and just skip the mission entirely, which is going to be quite a nice save. So how about front here? Lance is going to go on. We'll try to find a slightly faster car.
I'm going to go see what I can dig up.
We are now once again going to try to make it into the next mission before this timer runs out. So let's see, hoping for something decent here. Look what we got here. Oh, this guy's kind of crazy. We'll let him drive on. Then we'll just nicely borrow this guy's car. Alright, so we're going to take a phone call here. We're going to try to take this phone call at just the right moment
Leo, I think we got
to be able to start these missions twice. So, first thing we'll do,
Where are you now?
we're going to skip some dialogue here because the timer's a little bit lower than we want it to be.
Just tell me where you are.
Who the hell is this? Put Leo on, man.
So we're just going to kind of use our replay here to skip through some lines of dialogue while keeping the timer at 5. We'll enter the marker right at 3 seconds, and hopefully if we can start this next one quick enough, we'll see 2 guys right there. 2 cars pull up. And things look pretty good right here. Looks like we can steal this moped now, just kind of wait for a minute for the mission to complete itself. There we go.
Remember, innocent until I say otherwise.
So we see this final cutscene. If we look behind, you can barely see the cars there. But they'll take the damage they need, and that'll count for the mission completed right there. So next thing we'll do is drive back to the lawyer over here. And once again, these missions aren't really... they're mostly just doing favors for these people. You know, Tommy is very new to Vice City. He wants to meet the right people and essentially keep his friends close, but his enemies closer. You know, whatever it takes to figure out who ambushed his deal and make sure he makes the right move there. So we've got the riot mission over here. And essentially what we're going to do is, normally you'd have to go pick up some clothes, fight enough of these guys to really start a riot here. We're just going to basically kill the main objectives here and just skip the mission entirely. Unfortunately, we wanted to die from that barrel there. We didn't quite get it, so we'll just shoot our bike here and get the same effect. There we go. So now we're gonna head back to Cortez.
Hola, is this Mr. Versetti?
Yeah.
This is Cortez.
Do a little bit of a replay trick there to gain sliding in a phone call. You know, normally Tommy has to walk when he's on phone calls, but by doing so, we can kind of slide, which basically puts Tommy at like a running speed. And that'll just help us get a little bit further. Being if we were only walking, it'd be pretty difficult to make it all the way over here, you know, while being on the phone. So this lets us complete the phone call before we get to the bike. We just hop right on and keep things moving. So now we're back here at Cortez, and he's got a friend of his, which is no longer going to be a friend after the next couple minutes or so. But he believes that he has blabbed something about the deal that we made at the very beginning. He believes he is responsible for the ambush, and he's not willing to let him talk. We're just going to kind of take him out. But before we do this, we need to go back to our replay. The thing we made on top of the rampage earlier. We're going to use another one of those, but this time, it's going to be in a seemingly random location. We'll go right about here, make our replay, use a little wheelie type trick to get out of the garage there. And now we'll try to really exercise the driving fast enough and looking behind you to avoid traffic. So we know that car's there, but as long as I don't look in front of me right now, I just keep going at this speed, avoid pulls best I can. No traffic actually spawns. But of course, now that we've turned the camera around, traffic is back. And just as deadly as ever. It's okay, we'll just stick to the sidewalk. Sorry. And we'll go meet our friend up here, Gonzalez. But unfortunately, he has been running his mouth, so we have to do a little move like that. Just put him out of his misery. And now we'll keep moving on. And if we recall from the last mission, we essentially skipped most of the legwork. We just really went for that final goal, which was blowing up the fans. We're going to basically do the same thing here. And this is going to become a very repetitive trend in this run. No! We don't want to do any crime. We do not want to run over anybody. We do not want to hit any cars for this moment here, because basically, this mission will have you go to a pay and spray, which normally just takes the cops right off of you. However, we're going to kind of skip that by trying to be a good citizen and just drive in the right way, and hopefully the cops will just leave us alone if we do so. But unfortunately, there we go. Let's say I did accidentally bump into that guy. Hopefully they won't be too mad about that, and looks like they're cool with it. So we'll go ahead and start our next mission here. And this is going to pretty much be a random favor for Cortez. He's pretty much an exotic dealer. He's interested in high-end equipment, vehicles, that kind of thing. So he wants us to steal these blueprints from this gentleman up here. So we're going to attempt to make this a quick transaction, but unfortunately, once again, this deal is going to get ambushed. So what we'll try to do, start the mission, we'll try to jump down here, meet him before he goes, and chainsaw him before he even runs away. And that's going to skip an entire chase sequence right there. Lets us get right back on the bike, and now we just sprint all the way back to Cortez. It is a little unfortunate, though, that we don't get to see that chase sequence, because that guy has some really funny dialogue. But unfortunately, we just kind of chainsaw him before he can even open his mouth. That's the end of that guy. We'll come back to Cortez here. Hand in the goods. Start our following mission. And if we recall the random replay that I made inside of that parking garage, this is where it'll come into play. We can actually load that replay. And because there's a pickup right on top of that spot. Tommy will collect the gun remotely and just teleport right here.
Action, I see.
So now we skip having to drive here. We get to keep our bike for this section. We get a really nice assault rifle right there. Try to leave again through the garage. There we go. And this brings us to our next replay. Oh my goodness! Whoa, Vice City, you never know. Alright, so we'll come right on top of this closed icon here. We'll make another replay. Lance will hop on the bike. And every time we do make these replays, it does overwrite the previous one. So we no longer have access to that garage. We now switched it to a closed replay. And now changing your clothes might not seem like that crazy of a mechanic to have, but we can use that to let us kind of gain control in a couple cutscenes. And that's going to be crucial as we get further on. So this guy here, this is Diaz. Diaz, Tommy doesn't know it quite yet, but he's pretty sure this is the guy that set up the ambush on his deal.
I'll take the balcony, you get the roof across the yard.
But once again, Tommy's a wise guy. He's going to keep his friends close, but his enemies closer, as we were saying before. We're basically going to protect him here in this deal. And just try to build some trust with him. But first thing we'll do is we'll kind of let them do their thing. If we run over here, the main goal of this mission is it's a protection mission. So we really just want to keep our eyes on Diaz the entire time. So even though we're, all the way over here at this police station picking up these grenades, the fact that we're still facing towards Diaz, he still thinks we're watching him, still thinks we're providing protection, so we get away without failing the mission that way. Now we'll come up here. This is going to be mostly just like a scrolling mission. We just have some goons to kill here. Just take these guys out as soon as they come out, keep them from causing any trouble. Get as much ammo as we can. And we'll use a replay here to skip having to reload our gun. We got the double blow up there. Alright, now this is where the closed replay will come into account here. If I can shoot these final guys, play a replay there, we'll gain control in this cutscene here. Now this is another chase sequence getting ready to set up. But I've now got control, so I can run up to this guy before he even pulls away. Shoot him off the bike. Grab the goods. And we're out of there. We'll play another closed replay here.
I live.
And just run right off the screen.
Down to you. What is your name?
Steal a bike.
I see you soon, amigo, I think.
And get out of there as soon as we can. Alright, so the first thing Tommy noticed there is Lance just disappears. And that is going to be the first of many sketchy things this guy is going to do. As we will come to find, Lance is, he's not the best guy. He's kind of puts Tommy in some bad spots. But again, Tommy's new in Vice City, so doesn't really have an option right now, so we'll deal with Lance the best we can for now. So what we did right there is called a gate zip, and how that works is essentially the game has certain locations to place Tommy into. If he ever enters out of bounds, he's in like a bad spot. Basically, he's not on flat ground. The game will load Tommy to a location that is, a safe area. So what we did there is kind of line Tommy up with a gate, got off the bike at just the right time, so it puts him into kind of an out-of-bounds area, and then the game will just safely load him into that next location. Luckily for us, that just happens to be on the other side of this gate right here. So that's a pretty nice skip there, and we'll keep driving on this next mission here, the chase. And that was a small little skip through the gate there, but this next one we're going to do is going to be much more impactful. We're going to find a way to basically skip straight into the second island. And we can do that much before you're supposed to be there. So we'll hopefully, this is a little bit of a technical part. So hopefully things go well. We managed to get here mostly in one piece. Just going to hop out here. Now this guy here, the reason we're driving over here, we're dealing with this guy, is Diaz, the gentleman from the last mission, believes that this guy is skimming off the top. Taking some profits for himself. And now Diaz wants to do something about it, but for now, he wants to make sure if this guy's not working alone, that he takes out the entire hive's nest. You know, not just the worker bees. So we're gonna basically follow this guy. We're gonna play a close replay here. We're gonna gain control. We're gonna take this car that he is actually headed to get into right now. We will shoot the driver, get into the car, and by doing so, in a very certain sequence there, we actually overtake this car. Now this is a vehicle that Tommy is never supposed to be in, as we see like that pink marker on top of my car pointing down towards me saying that you need to follow this vehicle, but instead we're just driving it. You know, and we've even removed the driver completely, nobody is there, and this just makes it super easy. Instead of having to follow this guy all around town, we're literally just going to drive him straight to his hideout. He's going to hop out, everything's great. So that'll be an easy way to complete that one there. We'll keep on moving, and again, this is a car that Tommy is never supposed to be in. And it's actually kind of a submarine at the same time, but if we remember what I was saying about the safety zones, if Tommy ever goes out of bounds, this is out of bounds, of course, so the game will eventually detect he's out of bounds, place him back into a safe area, and that just happens to be on the other side of that barrier. So that's pretty sweet. Now we're into the second island, much before we should be here. But, you know, what is to gain from being here early? You know, there's not a lot of missions. Well, there's no missions. You know, there's a couple of shops you can go into. But really the biggest thing we want is this right here. The VCN Maverick, baby. This is the one. This is our helicopter, and this is going to help us get around so much quicker.
Sorry to interrupt you. Just so you know, the dono readings are going to be a little delayed just with the way audio is routed.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, we're just going to fly this helicopter here back towards the mansion. And again, this is going to pretty much let us, you know, just fly over massive areas of land in a very quick manner, you know, as a helicopter does. So we'll try to park this thing out back here. We will be coming back for it. Go for a bit of a nice landing here. There we go. We'll take this phone call from Sonny.
Hey, Sonny, it's Sonny. How's the suntan?
And Sonny's basically asking Tommy, you know, what's been going on since he's been in Vice City. Hasn't heard much from him. Has he figured out, you know, who was part of the deal, this and the other.
Don't worry.
And, you know, it's basically just letting Tommy know he's keeping eyes on him. And he's not too keen on how he's been handling things so far.
Do us both a favor. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
So his next mission here is going to be Phnom Penh. And how this mission works is essentially the last mission we were finding that gentleman's hideout, the one who's been skimming off the top. So now we know where he lives. We're going to fly over to him and kind of take out the whole organization all at once here. So this mission itself it's already a pretty fast vehicle. I'm sorry, already fast gun here. You know, one shot pretty much takes out most people in just a couple shots for a vehicle or a boat. What we can do here is use that same close replay. We play this here. Now we can right click, and now our gun is just as powerful, but it fires at 1 frame per bullet. So now we fire much quicker than normal, and it's going to make this mission so much easier. But this will be pretty much a scrolling mission again, so Buzz, if you want to do some donations or take it away for a minute here, I've got about a minute or so. I'll just be taking care of some people.
All right, yeah, no worries. We have a $5 donation from Anonymous. Heyo, love seeing Flage participating in such a great charity event. You're killing it. The lounge is with you. And we did have a level 5 hype train as well. All proceeds from those bits and subs will be paid out and will go to the charity as well. We had 6 gifted subs from Niver. We had 10 from Voodoo. We had bits from a bunch of people as well. I can't even keep up. So thank you guys so much for the support. Really do appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. Let's keep it going. And we're just taking out these last couple of guys here. We've got 2 more sections here. Now, hopefully, if I can kill the last couple of guys here in time, we'll be able to see a really cool section here. All right, we got it. So we'll try to kill Lance real quick, real early.
Okay, you're on your own from here.
I might have been a second quick there, but we're off. We're good. So that's a minor time save, but really the biggest benefit of that skip right there is we get to take care of Lance. And I know he hasn't been much of a problem yet, but I promise you, you will come to not like this fella. So the fact that he died and came back to life right there, we can appreciate that. But he'll fly us back to the mansion. We will continue going on our missions for Diaz. And the next thing Diaz would like is the fastest boat there is. You know, this guy is a bit of a kingpin here in Vice City, so he's got the money for it. And right now, he currently has a pretty fast boat, but it's not the fastest boat. So what we're tasked to do here is to steal the fastest boat, and normally this mission can be a bit of a pain. We've got to drive down to the boatyard here. We've got to take out a whole bunch of goons, and everybody's equipped with AK-47s. Everybody's got assault rifles, and it's just kind of deadly. But what we can do, if we drive straight up to where the boat is actually, you know, being suspended from, the game doesn't actually have an animation for getting into boats. So therefore, we can kind of enter them a little bit further away than expected. So here we go, we see these guys already just lighting me up. We're gonna hop out, sprint to the boat, and just warp right in and get out of there. And that's all we gotta do. Which, if you've played this game and you remember this mission casually, it can be a real pain. You know, those guys are just, they're super accurate. You've got to kill so many of them, and it's just a whole process, but this makes that much, much quicker. So we now return the fastest boat to Diaz here. We'll keep on moving along. But more importantly, the reason that we really wanted that fastest boat, of course, Diaz just has to have the best everything. You know, this is his mansion here. He's got a nice hedge maze going on, and you know, I feel like if you have a hedge maze on your property, and you're really trying to say something. So this guy is he keeps it clean, and that's why he wants that boat. But the reason that boat is going to be important is the following mission here is going to be about getting some goods for Diaz. And the person selling these goods makes a little bit of a game out of it, and he keeps it to the sense of where when someone comes to his boat to purchase the goods, they're the first ones to get it, and he lets them kind of take everything and keep moving on. So we're going to try to get there quicker than everybody else.
We got some competition.
A little bit of another close replay there. That was a little strange on the outcome there, but hopefully everything is
So Tommy, we know it was Diaz busted
good
our
to
deal.
go.
So why in the hell are we running errands for him? The
And it
more
looks
we
like
learn now, the less we have to learn when we take this town over. I like
things
your
might be a little
style,
weird, but just in
man.
case things
Real
do go strange to this glitch here, we do have some backups to use, but we're gonna see how things look after this. But we tried to basically play 2 close replays starting that mission there, and that'll allow us to kind of dupe some grenades, which we can use later on for some pretty cool skips here and there. But again, we're gonna drive to this boat over here. And of course, we'll be the first ones there. We get the goods.
Watch yourself.
These guys are going to now chase us to try to steal those goods back from us. Again, this is a pretty easy, just a scrolling mission. We'll just kind of be driving along, waiting for some goons to come for us, and then we'll just kind of take them out and keep driving. Hoping that Lance does not run us into another wall like that. Come on, Lance. And hopefully he just takes us back to the dock, and then we can keep on moving. I'm a little suspicious with how the mission started. We were kind of just floating on the dock for a minute. Hopefully things are good. We might have to load a little bit back up. We'll see how it goes.
Eat it! Eat it!
These guys aren't too bad. We're just going to take out the drivers. Good to go. Take care of that guy. And just one more boat, and then hopefully we'll be back to the dock before too long.
More trouble up ahead! You want some of this?
Take out this last guy. We'll be careful not to take out the driver, because as Lance is driving our boat, he's very keen to drive right on top of him and possibly flip us, which would not be good. So yeah, here we go. We should be good to go. I'm going to try to do another close replay here to gain access in this cutscene.
Good shooting,
Oh, that's what we don't want to happen.
Real, proper, grade A lunatic.
Well, thank you.
See you around, Tommy.
Okay, Mr. Lance Vance Dance.
I don't hear the helicopter, but hopefully we're good. I do hear the helicopter. We're in the helicopter. Perfect. All right, that was that's a pretty I've seen a lot of soft locks right there. I'm pretty happy that that did not happen that time. So all right, this is great. This is good. We're keeping it moving on. The next mission here is going to be called Sir. Yes, sir. And once again, we're helping out Cortez. And again, he is kind of an exotic dealer. You know, he likes the big guns, the big toys. So the one thing he wants us to do is steal him a tank. And normally this is, again, in a casual sense, this can be a very difficult mission. You're basically drive up on an army brigade and try to steal a tank from them. And now these are army guys, so these are very equipped. They've got body armor, they've got assault rifles, you know, they've got a bit of everything. But we have the speedrun strats, and that will keep us in a safe place and be out of this one with little to no damage. So we're going to make our next replay here. Now this time it's not on a rampage, it's not on a close replay, it's actually on a buy icon. So we will use that coming up shortly here. But we see how helpful these replays have already been, and these things really just break the game. So we'll drive up here onto this fleet here. If we just shoot the gunner right here, we can actually steal the tank. And nobody seems to really act quickly enough. We just steal the tank, and we're gone. We're out of there. It's that easy. Now I've got a quick little garage over here. We need to park this bad boy in. It should be pretty simple, as the tank is a very strong car in this game. If anything touches it, it just automatically blows up. I thought we would see at least a cop car or two. They're really playing it easy. There's a couple up there. I thought we'd be able to see that, but either way, here is a garage. And we'll now jump out, and that's it. That's all we gotta do. So much easier than trying to actually, you know, fight all those army guys, steal the tank, and get out of there. That's just a very quick way to do that. So the next thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna finally get rid of all this traffic. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I do not care for the traffic in this game. I have lost many runs and many bikes to this traffic. So what we'll do here is if we shoot a car, the drivers get out. If we play a quick replay,
I'm in the middle
just
of
like this,
something.
even on
What do you
cop
want?
cars.
Just to say, you know,
Now these guys are kind of just, they stand in place, they don't really move. Those cars are now permanently in
We're going to
memory
have to do
in
it,
that
because
location.
Otherwise, we're going to be dead,
And now being that the
Lance.
game can only
Went
handle
too
about
far
5
now.
cars total.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah, the way it
Speak
works
to
is
you
cars,
later.
you know, driving too close to you come up. If they drive too far, they kind of fade away. They fade out of memory. But being that those are glitched there, they will never fade out of memory. They will constantly be there. So we glitched one earlier on, right outside the mansion. We just glitched 3 more there. So now there's 4 cars that have been glitched, which basically means, if my math is correct, that only 1 other car can show up right now. So traffic has just become so much easier to manage. And we'll even try to shoot 1 more car, get 1 more car glitched. And that'll pretty much make it so no traffic happens again in this run. And that is going to be quite the gift. We'll fly our trusty helicopter over here. And what's going to happen in this mission is Lance has been up to his own ventures right now. Even though he and Tommy are supposed to be very close in this, he decides to go off on his own. And again, Diaz, at this point in the run, the missions we've done, we've kind of skipped a fair amount of cutscenes, but Tommy is pretty convinced that Diaz is the one that set up the ambush on his deal. So Lance gets a hold of this information, and he just loses it. It's too much for him to handle. And what he tries to do is go after Diaz on his own, you know, without even saying anything to Tommy. But luckily, our contact back there at the Malibu Club, he picks up on this, and he finds out that Lance makes the move, fails pretty horribly there, and now we have to go save him. He has been locked up over here in the junkyard by Diaz's men. And again, this mission is pretty difficult casually. But guys, what do you think we're going to do here? We're going to go straight to the end of the mission and just do basically like the final trigger and then just get out of here before anybody even knows it. So we're going to park the helicopter here, making sure I don't like that spot too much. how do I feel about that? Yeah, I like that spot. That's pretty good. So being this is a marathon, we'll be extra careful with these guys. We'll try to shoot these outside goons here. But once this guy dies, we can run in and save Lance here.
There goes my careful planning blown to shit. Thanks to you. You screwed up real good, Lance.
He killed my brother. What do you
And we'll
expect
see
me to
Lance
do, Boris Lons?
kind of mentioning, trying to give some reasoning to why he decided to just go off on his own and do this.
Sure, I guess.
Tommy's
Nice to
just
see you too.
not really willing to hear much of it. He just kind of wants to get out of here and go take out Diaz. Lance, there he is. Here's our helicopter again, so once again we skip having to deal with all of the junkyard there. We just run right in and grab Lance and get out of there. But at this point in the run, being that Diaz knows that, you know, Lance has made his move on him, Tommy's smart enough to realize they're pretty much out of time. Even though Diaz was unsuccessful in taking care of Lance there, he knows that more goons will be coming, and they've got to basically make their move before he does. So we'll run Lance back to the hospital here, patch him up a little bit, and then we will we'll head towards the mansion to overtake Diaz here.
Get patched up.
Plus, any action over there?
Okay, I got you.
Yep. Sorry. I was just so ingrained in your run. We have 5 pounds from Scott. Says, yo, Flodge, good luck on the run. I'll make sure I'm there at the end to help you count to 5. I'm sure I'll learn all about that very soon.
Oh, yes.
And then we had an anonymous 10-pound donation, which it's Russian to Gulag in the chat. He said he's just happy to help. And thank you guys so much for all the support and all the donations. Keep them coming. And yes, you are entered for raffles for gift cards. Information in the panel below.
Wow, yeah, Russian Sky, yeah, thank you guys so much. Appreciate the donations, and let's keep them coming in, guys. So yeah, we're back at the mansion now. And we're gonna, you know, like I said, we need to take out Diaz before he takes us out. So what we're gonna do is meet our friend Lance here once again.
So please hurry, Tommy, I need you, all right?
This guy crouched a little bit too long there, but it's okay. We'll just lose a little bit of time here. Tommy, get up. All right, so if you guys had to take a guess at how we're gonna do this, I'm pretty sure you can figure this one out. But we're gonna run up here. We're gonna take out these couple goons by the door. If we just kind of pin ourselves into this corner just right and sprint through the door, Tommy just, you know, runs right through. We'll come straight to Diaz. Give him a little chainsaw on the upper thigh there. Run to this corner over here. And then, like magic, we just beat the whole mission, skip having to fight all these goons outside, you know, having to deal with getting into Diaz. It's a whole entire, you know, a couple cutscenes, a sequence, this, that, and the other. But we can just run straight up to him and take him out real nice and smooth. So now that Diaz is down, as I briefly mentioned before, he was kind of like the kingpin of Vice City. You know, everybody kind of pays protection to him. He watches over people, they pay him for protection there. But now that he's no longer there, the people feel like they don't have to pay anybody. They no longer have to worry about him threatening them. So Tommy, being that he is now looking to take that position from Diaz, wants to make sure they still know that they do still have to pay protection. The only difference now is I gotta pay it to Tommy. So we're gonna take our trusty helicopter once again. This is such a key part of this run, you know, having this helicopter, keeping it from having too much damage. You know, we don't want this thing to blow up or else we're really just kind of in a really bad spot. So we will very carefully park it outside the mall here. And we're gonna try to go in and cause some trouble here. Oh god! Dropped a grenade a little bit close there, it's okay.
Remember the name.
We didn't get blown up, that's good. Now we'll shoot these windows out. The windows they're not too bad. The first bullet will never break them. Once the first bullet has been fired, it's a 1 in 20 chance for every bullet to do the job, so those weren't too bad. And as we saw me kind of flicking through a replay real quickly there, it'll reload the gun for us without actually having to reload it. So we'll throw a couple of well-placed grenades here to blow up those upper windows there. We'll sprint to our final location here, just kind of take out these last couple of windows here. using a replay to skip having to reload the gun.
I run this
And
town
that is
now.
going to be all of the shops there. So now, guys, if you can remember back to when I made that replay outside of the ice cream shop, we're going to use that replay now. We can actually purchase the ice cream shop from inside the mall. And now that's going to give us some interesting outcomes here. As we see, Tommy looks like he's in the middle of nowhere. You know, literally in the void. And that works because since we teleported out of the mall, the game thinks we're still in the mall right now. If you listen very closely, you can actually hear the mall music is still playing. So as of right now, we're still in the mall. And we left the mall with about 5 stars on us. But of course, completing the mission cleared those stars. But we'll just, we'll put a pin in that right now. We'll come back to that.
For you. I'm down at recording studios with some major artists. Why don't you pay us a visit? You know it makes sense, don't ya? See you later.
Alright, so our following mission here. We went to the mall, you know, we shook things up a bit. But it turns out there was one final security firm providing protection and collecting money on it. Excuse me. And again, Tommy is looking to take over all of Vice City, so he wants to make sure that these guys know that he is the one they gotta go to. So we're gonna drive down the boardwalk here. And essentially we'll just meet a guy up here, run back, and try to throw some grenades, and essentially skip another chase sequence. Again, we've glitched enough cars. There is no traffic out here. It's kind of peaceful. We'll tell this guy that protection is now provided by Tommy. Now that he knows that, we need to go down here and eliminate the firm that's providing the current protection to him. A nice little park there. We'll hope to get some good grenades here. Looks good. Looks like the second grenade did not go as well as I thought. We'll throw an additional one. One guy. One guy! So we're gonna try to throw another grenade, get that one in there. This guy's being troublesome. There we go. And the reason we want to do that with grenades is because we want to be far enough away from where they just pulled out of here. And that'll let us basically gain a really nice head start on them there, be able to just snipe them off the bikes with ease. Normally, Tommy is forced to walk into that alley. But by crouching him down and being in that further location, the game actually can't pick him back up, so he just kind of stays in place. And that lets us be ahead of them before they even come up. So now we're coming up on probably the biggest run killer, at least for me, probably the biggest run killer there is. And this is known as Copland. So what's going to happen is, we're going to see basically Tommy picking up those 5 stars that came from the mall almost immediately. And all we've got is this little crotch rocket here, so we're going to try to basically drive across the map with 5 stars on us and avoiding all the cops we possibly can. Before we do that, we'll real quickly come up here. We'll make another save replay in a seemingly random spot there.
I'll catch you later.
Later, Avery.
And here we are going to start Copland.
Okay, Lance, let's get the cops' attention.
Now that got them really irritated.
So first things first, we want Lance to get on the car. This is good. We want to get out of the mansion without getting any spike traps on us. And we look good so far. Keep this up. We have a couple of scripted cops. A couple of random roadblocks such as that. And that cop, oh, that was a perfect one. I think he flipped. Keep cruising down here. We're going to take it slow. There's another couple of scripted cops that can possibly spawn here. And my goodness, folks, it just must be a good day because we have absolutely no cop cars happening right now. That's pretty wild. But wow, what a smooth drive. Yeah, that makes it like nothing. I'm sure there's some confusion over how that's a run killer right there, but just trust me, guys, trust me. That can get so deadly so fast.
It's perfect.
But we're in the clear. Everything is great.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
So we're just gonna basically swap clothes with the cops here. We'll keep on moving. We don't actually need Lance here, so we're just gonna leave him there. He can think about what he's done for about 30 seconds. We will head to the mall now. And essentially what happens here is, in providing protection to the mall, we tried to basically get rid of the coffee shop. That did not go so well, so we've got to go in ourselves and make sure that this coffee shop does get destroyed. We'll bring the bike in so we can safely kill these army guys, set off the bomb ourselves,
Okay, timers are set.
and get out of there. And if you guys remember, I parked a helicopter right outside of this mall. And there it is. We're just going to sprint over to it. Hopefully get in and get out of here before these cops give us any trouble. Whoa! Oh! Oh man, that was a little scary. But we're good. We're out of there. Alright, so now it's just a quick little trip back to the mansion. Things seem to be going smooth so far. And once we complete this mission here, we will now own the mansion and be ready to set up for one of the most game-breaking glitches in this entire run. But being Copland is the final mission before we get basically to the very end of the game. So at this point, the game is wanting you to go around and purchase these assets. If you've played this game before, you're familiar with like the Sunshine Autos dealership, the boatyard, the Kaufman cabs, Printworks, that kind of thing. But the game wants you to purchase 5 of these, do all the missions for them, up to the point where you see this little cash icon that is on screen right now, basically saying you've fully completed the asset. But normally, that takes a lot of time, and not only a lot of time, but a lot of money, because these places are not cheap. You've got to buy all of them, do all the missions, you know, so on and so forth. But this is a very quick way to skip all that. We're going to see. So we'll fly our helicopter here. We'll say goodbye to our beautiful helicopter. It was so nice this run.
Hello, Sonny.
Keep on moving here.
Right, Sonny. We're all friends. You never write me, you never call.
We're going to use our replay that we made inside the mansion there. It was actually on top of a save icon, which will allow us to warp back to the mansion towards the end of the run.
Busy killing drug barons, busy taking
For now, we're going to
over.
attempt to
Don't
buy the
forget
Printworks
about
and
it.
start a rampage at the
Because I
same
can
exact
see
moment.
I ain't forgotten about you.
And we got it. That's a tight section right there, but it's all good to go now. So we'll continue on here. And this is going to be setting us up for a glitch that's going to allow us to skip buying all those assets. Spending all that time, you know, running back and forth, doing random favors, this, that, and the other. So we will continue this mission as intended here. But after this is where we're going to have to count to 5, guys. This is where it's going to come in. So yeah, chat, if you'd like to count to 5, it would be extremely helpful. Yeah, you wouldn't expect it to be so difficult, but trust me. I don't know what it is, but just, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 becomes such a task shortly on here. But anyways, we're gonna grab this bike over here. Luckily, this is a fixed spawn, so it's kind of always there. Being that we don't really have much traffic anymore, that allows us to gain a PCJ, which is the fastest bike, without having to chase it down, hopefully that it spawns in traffic, you know, whatever it may be. We just grab a nice fixed spawn right there. And now we'll head over here and get ready to set up this insta-passing thing. Bus, any donations at the moment?
Right now, nothing new on the donations. But if anyone wants to get them in, I'm happy to read them. And don't forget about the gift card raffles and any subs and bits as well. That'll be paid out towards the charity as well. There's still plenty of time left.
Perfect. So we'll run up this boat here. If I can control Tommy a little better. We want to get inside of this area here before this timer runs out. And this is going to be, again, similar to that very early mission on where we kind of duped the mission and had it start twice. We're going to be looking to dupe this next mission in a very specific way. So we'll hope to get away here without any tires being popped, because this is going to be our trusty bike now. The helicopter's gone. This is our new best friend here, the PCJ 600. And it looks like we did make it away in a very nice condition. That'll make things very smooth for the last couple parts here. But we'll head back to the print works here and look to begin our insta-passing glitch. So this is where we're going to have to count to 5, guys. So every time, I'll tell you when to count. And every time we come up on this, we'll add 1 to it. So we're going to start the mission, Hit the Courier. And again, this is very strange how this works. It's a very technical side to it. But if we begin this mission now, if I drive to the ice cream shop over here, I'm going to launch the bike away. We're going to saw off this door, get in, get out.
You better tell him, Mario.
And the game thinks that we have now bought and completed 1 asset. So we see the fade here, and that's 1. 4 more. So the game now thinks we've essentially purchased, let's say, the Sunshine Autos, completed all the missions for it, and to a point where it's generating cash. So we need to have 5 locations doing so in order to have the final call come in to pick up our last, second to last mission.
Give me a break.
So once again, we'll do the exact same motion here, run to the ice cream shop, get in, get out, teleport back, and that's 2. 3 more. And again, this is, I honestly can't really explain even fully how this works, but something to do with just memory stacking in the right sense, and being this is an asset, it just kind of works. And that's the best thing I got for this one. But there we go, we're gonna set up for 3 right there. And now we've got 2 more to do. And even though it's only counting to 5, as you guys can probably hear, I'm trying to talk myself through it, trying to say, you know, that's 2, we got 3 more, trying to constantly update myself on the current count. It just gets a little crazy sometimes, okay? But there's 4 right there. We've just got 1 left to do.
Do that for? What's going on?
And picking up on our final Instapass here. Now, once we've completed this, we'll be in a good spot. We'll only have to do this next mission, which again will become much easier, using some nice little tricks at the end here. This is going to be our 5th and final Instapass here.
Man, you're gonna love this. I hate that woman.
Now we're going to take this phone call here from Sunny as we finish our 5th and last Instapass here. Now Sunny is, at this point, he is pretty upset. I'm going to try to talk over him right here because he's a little upset. He's a little angry, and he's not the best at controlling his temper. So we'll just kind of talk through that one there. We don't need to hear all the colorful words that Sunny would like to call us right now. And we'll head down to the docks here. And once again, this is going to be a very deadly mission casually. There's a whole bunch of ladies down here, and they're all equipped with, like, spaz shotguns, assault rifles. Yeah, I'm not sure how they found these things, but, you know, they've got incredibly lethal weapons here. So we're going to basically drive down. We're going to take a phone call here. And this is another classic part of this run, the private business.
It's private business. You're not
So we're going to basically try to skip through these dialogue lines between Tommy and Lance
Private business. You're not
by
welcome.
using this lady
Private
here.
business. You're not welcome.
And we are really not welcome at this place, as we
Business. You're not welcome.
will hear about 5 more
Private business.
times.
You're not welcome. Private business. You're not welcome. Private business. You're not welcome. Private business. You're not welcome. Private business.
Try to listen to
you're not
dialogue
welcome.
real quickly.
Private business. You're not welcome. Private business. You're not welcome.
Alright, and we are going to move our bike over here to a much better spot as we're waiting for another phone call to come in. And one thing to note here is when Tommy's on a mission, he's not normally supposed to be allowed to take a phone call. So if you do take a phone call on a mission, the game just kind of like pacifies everybody. as we'll see here, nobody actually shoots at Tommy. They're just gonna let him talk on the phone. You know, such kind people. We're just gonna chainsaw those ladies there as they come off the helicopter. We'll skip one more line of dialogue here.
Private business, you're not welcome.
I gotta go.
And now we are back on the bike and we're leaving. So if everything went right with our insta-passing here, we actually don't know if we counted to 5 correctly or not. I think I counted to 5 correctly. I hope, did you guys count to 5 as well? Alright, hopefully we got the same number. But, we'll jump over here. I was a little bit off, so we're actually gonna get a mission to start there, but it is gonna complete the Printworks buy here. And we should now hopefully receive this last phone call. Just drive our bike over here, get it ready for this next one. And that's it. That's our final call right there.
Tommy, we got a situation over at Printworks. You better go and check it out.
Which means we did count to 5 correctly.
I gotta go.
Everybody, pat yourself on the back. We all can count to 5, believe it or not. And so now, this is Cap the Collector. This is the second to last mission. And at this point, Sonny, as we heard on the phone, he's very upset. You know, he's very done with waiting on Tommy. At this point, he has now sent his goons down to take care of Tommy's assets, kind of rob him for his goods, you know, so on and so forth. But being that we glitched those 5 cars, it's going to force these guys onto the bike. They can't actually leave the bike, so we can just kind of nicely try to snipe them off here. There we go. We'll get back on the bike. We've got 2 other groups of goons that are coming down for us. So we'll attempt to take these guys out. But luckily, this mission is, once you're at this point, it's mostly just a time loss if things do go wrong. Wish I could cap these guys off nice and quick. Avoid the flying dirt bike there. And we'll cruise on down. We've got one last group of goons here. So we'll try to meet them early. Oh, there's nobody driving that car! Oh no! And that guy seemed to get away, but there's nobody driving his bike. See, you gotta ask yourself, how is he even moving right now? How is he actually doing this? But the good news is, he's headed back towards the mansion. He is going to the ice cream shop, but he's near the direction of the mansion. So being that we have to chase him down here, it's actually not a terrible thing. He's gonna be lined up. We'll drive past him just to see that he has no driver, but he's still going. Love to see it. And now he's gone, and we're gonna head back to the mansion for the final mission here. Now, if you guys remember, we made that save replay earlier, and now we're gonna it's gonna take advantage of it. We'll load right into the mansion here, and we'll wait on our final phone call from Lance.
Tommy, it's Lance. We got big problems. Come down here right away.
We'll skip some cutscenes here. Now, this is a very difficult mission casually, and you've got to defend the mansion. There's goons running in from all angles. It's just crazy. But if we don't move our camera to the left or the right, nobody's actually going to spawn. That's the trigger to make people come up, and if we don't do that, we just chill. And after 1 minute from the mission starting, Lance will spawn, and then 2 minutes, Sonny will spawn, and he's our final target. So, Bus, if you've got some donations, we're just kind of hanging out right now.
All right, yeah, got you. Let me refresh the page. I know we did have a 100 bits from Russian to Gulag, and we also had 10 bits from Lizzie. And Lizzie did sub earlier as well. I forgot to mention that. But nothing new on the actual donation page. All bits and subs will be paid out to the Bowel Cancer UK charity as well. So if you have your Prime or anything like that, and you want to drop it here, please do so. It goes to a good cause. And there's also the donation page as well. So thank you all.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, once again, thank you guys so much. was hoping to get a quick little chainsaw maneuver on Lance here. We'll try to got him again here. There we go. Before he makes it to the roof there. And now we're just kind of waiting for Sunny to spawn. So we're going to kind of play it safely just to make sure none of these guys do end up pulling a fast one on me. We'll essentially make our way back to the top of the stairs here. And that is where Sunny will spawn. We'll do a cool little trick here. If you hover over somebody with an Uzi, while there's an Uzi pickup, you can basically just fire endlessly. No need to reload, no need to pick anything up. Just endless bullets. And here is Sunny right here. Once he dies, the game will take control, and that'll be time.
And now I'm gonna make you pay. You still don't get it, do you? I own you, Tommy. Those 15 years were mine to spend. Get him, boys. He never understood a thing.
There he goes, and time. And that is Vice City, guys. The no SSU round. Hopefully that was within estimate there. And yeah, that was a great run.
Tommy,
a great run. Thank you guys so much for the donations during and everything like that. And
Tommy,
thank you all so much for having me on to be part of this marathon. It's my first time doing something like this, and it's been so much fun. Love doing that run there. Keep the donations coming in for Summer of Speedrun Love. We're benefiting Bowel Cancer UK, so keep it coming in, guys. Let's hit that 1,000 goal. And yeah, thank you guys so much.
Tommy, I never liked that guy, okay? He's neurotic, he's insecure, he's self-centered. The guy's an asshole. I'm glad you took him out.
I don't think we're gonna be getting any more heat from up north either. Because there ain't no up north anymore. It's all down south now.
Wait,
Fletcher, thank you so much, dude. Honestly, that run, I'm absolutely blown away by it.
Yeah, we're in charge. I mean,
Yeah, me too, dude. That was insane. Thank you, everyone, so much for all the donations as well, and the level 5 hype train as well. Let's not forget that. Guys, Flodge will be back later with Buck Bumble later on as well. So.
To that. Honestly, Fludge absolutely smashed it, dude. Congrats. What a run. And GG's, dude.
Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you guys in about 10 hours or so.
Yeah, so thank you so keep the donations coming in, guys. We almost hit the 1,000. Well, we're almost halfway to the 1,000 goal, I should say. So you guys have absolutely blown me away, honestly. It means so much to me what's going on. So yeah, I think that is it for the time being. So stick around, guys. We got some Jack 2 coming up soon with Jack 2 any percent from Recondite. Hopefully I pronounced his name correctly. Any last words you want to say, Fludge, before we sign out?
I think that about do it. And thank you guys once again so much for having me. Let me be a part of this, and thank everyone for the donation.